Hello, Virgo. Welcome to 2023, the month of February, where you're going to have a relationship glow up to soften and make your love life seem dreamy and absolutely enchanted. That's whether you're single or with somebody already, as well as get some prosperity stories going. Thank you to Jupiter as he moves through a particularly auspicious money story for you in February. Welcome to my channel. If you are new, my name is Lori Lothian, and I am using the whole sign house system. I'm a Western tropical zodiac astrologer, not sidereal, not Indian astrology. I also am very fond of asteroids. We'll talk sometimes about them at large, but this is mostly about the transits to pay attention to in the month of March. And we're not doing the new moon, full moon. I have separate videos for that. When we look at your sky, we want to pay attention to one planet. Most often it's Mercury. He's what we call the helmsman of your chart, or the lord of the sign of Virgo. So we'll talk a lot about how he's up to some really good stuff for you this month. If you're also new here, please don't forget to check the description box, because in that description box below the video, I have things like my Sky Reader class waitlist you can get on for early bird notice, 8 weeks, time your best life, be your own astrologer. It's an incredible class. I've taught it twice. This will be my third time. If you want to jump aboard and get early bird pricing, and also just sign up for it, because I usually sell out, because I have a cap on how many students can take it, just on the wait list. And also Cosmic Moonshine newsletter, you get 20% off any reading with me as soon as you subscribe to my weekly forecast newsletter. And finally, if you want to join my Patreon community for $5 measly a month, everything I'm doing on YouTube that you see here, all my 30 videos a month, you get them ahead of the curve, 3 days minimum, usually ad-free content. And as well, you also receive access to my courses at a discount, and you also receive a 20 different discount codes for readings with me, and you see me twice a month on Zoom. So many different ways to benefit from being in my Patreon community, and just getting ad-free content from me ahead of the curve is a lot of reasons people sign up for $5 a month. All right, so let's get going and talk about you guys. So Virgo. Let's talk about the big picture and then drill down to this month ahead. Big picture, number one, everybody's moving direct. Jupiter, Mars, Uranus, Mercury. And this was not true in January. We still had retrograde planets. That was Mars retrograde until January 12th, and Mercury until the 18th, and Uranus until the retrograde until the 22nd, meaning that a lot of things are on hold until these planets get forward. And so now we look at February and say the whole sky's moving forward. So you're going to move forward too. And especially because Mercury's moving forward and he's your guy, you're moving forward. Things are going to go ahead, and things that felt stuck, stalled, or paralyzed in some way now don't feel that way anymore. You get to go into forward motion. I did put my do not disturb button on, and I have no idea, but if I get one more ringing sound, I will go back and look at what happened. That's probably the Mercury, the messenger of the gods, trying to get through to you right now. He's your guy, big picture story is that what's happening is that Jupiter is in your 8th house, which is a big deal for your finances and very positive. And he got there on December 20th and leaves the middle of May. But this is a month where, as he's moving forward, he'll be interacting with your Lord Mercury, and that's why it's so special. So for example, your Lord Mercury will be moving into the sign of Aquarius on February 11th through to the end of the month, to March the 2nd. And that time frame from your 6th house of debt, credit card debt, karmic debt, pets, leases, property leases, like buying or renting a property, or being the leasee or lessor, things to do with pets, I said that, or things to do with debts, things to do with your health. Okay, now Saturn's been beleaguering Virgo rising and their health for a long time, right? Ever since 2020. And now he's leaving, by the way, in March. So hallelujah, March 7th, health problems start to go away. But Mercury in the house of health and debt and karmic debt and real life debt can help you, because he's talking to Jupiter in the 8th house as this month progresses, starting from February 11th to the end of the month of February. This is where you have breakthroughs in your health, new information about hidden problems in your health coming to light, new opportunities, Jupiter, to solve the problems with your health because of new education, understanding, or learning, guidance, or mentorship. If you were to use occult methods like untraditional healing, like, I don't know, like Reiki or something, this could be really, really beneficial to you in this window as well. Now, if you have to pay off a debt, like you have debt, or you just don't have enough money, or student debt, or mortgages, or credit card debts, Mercury and Jupiter can conspire in the last 10 days, February 11th, the end of the month, to bring on debt relief for you. Lucky breaks from debt relief. Jupiter in your 8th house is the one to bring you that money that you need, the chunky money, the grant, the student loan, the inheritance, the tax rebate, whatever, that allows you to have some financial relief. And so keep that in mind, that Jupiter is only here once every 12 years. It's a very lovely time for finances in this part of February, with your Lord in the Aquarius talking to Jupiter in your money house. From this angle, it looks like some financial relief for sure. And, Jupiter was here. It's a bequeathment transit. He was here the first 5 months of 22 until, he was here May the 10th to October the 28th, 2022, but he didn't get very far. He only made it to the 8th degree. So maybe some of you didn't feel anything about money relief, but now, oh yeah, he's doing the big whole, running through the whole 8th house by the middle of May. So with this little window of time, Mercury supports him to bring you some financial debt relief, or good news about releases and tendencies, and good news to do with money in general, basically, and health, money and health. And, work has felt like a burden. You've been grinding for 3 years almost. Saturn's leaving in March next year, March of 23, next month. And that's also getting ready to lighten up. It's almost like Mercury's paving the way, saying, okay, we're going to set in motion what is like a new lightness of being around grindingly hard work, or whatever you're working on, feeling like work is a burden and your health is a burden. Well, that's coming to an end in March for sure. Now, Mercury moving into this 6th house is after a 2-month stay in your 5th house. So go back to December 6th through to February 11th. Mercury was spending 2 months in your house of children, pregnancy, romance, sexuality. Mercury backtracked here, went over old ground when he retrograded, and then went direct on the January 18th. It's just been a big deal energy. So for some of you, if you have your own company or your own business, you've been going back over that, trying to work out new ways to run your business, new ways to be successful in your business, which is wonderful. But if you have children, you could have been going back into a lot of dialogue and a lot of conversations with those children. Mercury here possibly could bring on a pregnancy for some of you as Lord of the body in the house of fertility. And there could be a possibility of conception for some of you. You've got Cupido and even Eros moving through this part of your sky. And so some of you may have, in the month of January into early February, had some really passionate sexual encounters that could have leading to fertility, meaning conceiving a child, you or your partner. Now, the Mercury's moving through Aquarius for you is a very powerful indicator that, because of the karmic debts and Saturn's long stay there, that you're coming to a real powerful release from what has been a karmic ordeal for 2.5 to 3 years. Because this is happening in a Saturn ruled sign, right? Saturn's the lord of it, and Saturn's leaving. Saturn does rule your house of children, pregnancy, conception, and romance. And it could spell some relief from a hardship with those children, hardship getting pregnant, or around fertility, or hardship with things to do with romance and sexuality. And that's also now turning a significant corner for all of you, Cancer, Virgo rising, especially, most accurate, Sun and Moon secondarily. I feel like that the energy of Venus is such a love up for you. If you're in a committed love story, Virgo, and it's been going on for a while, when Venus exalts your 7th house of committed marriage and love, everything looks so glowy. And Neptune is here. And Neptune's been in your 7th house since 2011, lending you a foggy delusion, thinking this is my soulmate, this is a dream partner, and you've been disappointed before. But on the other hand, Venus comes by here once every year and tries to fortify and say, no, love the one you're with, and this is wonderful, and this is the month of that. So she enters into this part of your sky before February. It's on January 26th, and she'll exit on February 20th, and that's a window for reunion, renewal, and glow up of the primary love story. If you are single and you meet somebody under a Venus-Neptune transit in your 7th house, it's likely to be twin flame love, divine love, super soulmate love, that's trying to percolate here until February 20th. Your clients and partners and business and work or audience and marketplace can be very lovely during this window, especially with Neptune Venus, very creative, people involved in film and film industry, storytelling, imaginal realms, Venus artists coming to you. If that's a part of your world, these are the types of people you're attracting during this window as well. Any legal matters can be bona fide by Venus here, where you can sign contracts and things go pretty darn smoothly for you. I will say that, especially given that she is in her exaltation and legal matters belong to this part of the sky, contracts, agreements, vows, and oaths. Certainly this can look like a bended knee proposal by the one you're with. Will you marry me? If you're already with somebody or you're proposing to them, will you marry me? But that can also happen under this influence of Venus, Neptune in your seventh. Now, when Venus is exalted and moving through this part of your sky, powerful, important, and really over the top positive women may enter your life during this time. So look for those characters to come in stage left. Let's go more sequentially now and talk about the month bit by bit. It's mostly a month driven by Mercury and Venus stories. There's really nothing else happening other than the moons, which I don't cover in this video. That's separate videos this month. So new moon, full moon stuff. So let's talk about the energy instead of what these Mercury and Venus stories are trying to accomplish. We start early around the 4th and the 5th of the month with Goddess Venus exalted in your 7th, squaring Mars in your career house. This could be a blowout with a colleague or coworker. This could be a hot sexual moment or attraction with somebody in the workspace. This could be somebody getting fired or leaving the workspace. It exalts your sense of commitment to the career path or the workspace, because sometimes Mars up there, exit stage left, or you may cut out, but because there's friction between them two, but Venus bonifies. So if you leave a job or someone leaves a job place, at the end of the day, what's going on around the 4th and 5th is going to look like it's benefiting you directly. So you leave the job and find a way better one immediately, or someone leaves a job place and you get promoted immediately, or something like that. That's the first week of the month, basically. And next, we see Mercury doing a glowy vibe called a sextile to Neptune, and that's a positive, inspirational, and magical and enchanted bit of news or insight or ideas coming to you around the 6th and 7th of the month. Mercury's in Capricorn, though, which is a house of children, fertility, romance, and sexuality. We talked about that. And then Neptune is in the house of partnerships. For some of you, it could be the glow up news that the pregnancy test is positive, or something like that. Or on this other hand, it could be some really good news from your children, or it could be some really good news about your independent business that is percolating, that allows you to attract dream clients and dream audience, or something like that. Finally, then right after that, 7th and 8th of the month of February, Venus will sextile Uranus, and that looks like a lucky opportunity in love and money. It looks really positive. Anytime it's a sextile, it's Venusian, it brings good things. Venus is a benefic and she brings good things. She's in your 7th house and she's sextiling Uranus in your 9th house. A dream trip, a dream getaway, a dream legal outcome, a dream book contract, a foreign land destination getaway opportunity coming through your sky. I have a Virgo rising friend, she does this home swap stuff, and that any money she's going to get an offer to have the best home in Paris offered to her for exchanging her home or something like that. It can be like golden opportunities and blessed outcomes in that area. And if you're going to school because you're in university or educating yourself in college, this is also very exciting and positive development, sudden good news that can impact you positively coming into that part of your sky to do with higher education. Then a little bit later on, keep up with me, guys, Mercury will co-join with Pluto at the end of Capricorn, 29 Cap, a powerful degree called Anoretic. This is going to be around the 10th of the month. This is the kind of endpoint of a longer Pluto story in your sexuality, romance, and business house and children. So you've gone through a lot of Pluto stuff since 2008 here, right? With your kids, with your romance, with your sexuality, with your independent business enterprise, with your creativity. Now with this Pluto Mercury kind of flashpoint kind of culminating at the end of your 5th house, Mercury's news and Pluto is dramatic, intense energy. So I don't know what to say. It's there. It's just what it will be. It's happening in your sky around, I said, the 10th of the month, give or take a couple of days in either side. And then we move into the fact the sun will conjoin Saturn around the same time frame, the 15th, 16th of February. And having Sun Saturn energy is also a kind of an endpoint for the longer story of Saturn in your house of sickness and health and work and duty and drudgery for a long time, since March of 2020. And now the sun is finalizing that narrative because Saturn's leaving in March. Sun can be about what ways you wish to culminate a narrative around health and work. Could be a solar figure, a boss in the workplace, event going on around the 15th. That's going to be positive for forward momentum in your career. So someone of an authority or power in a workspace, attaching a flow towards Mars, moving forward in your career space. So new job opportunity that's really good, a new momentum in your work and career that's really positive, likely coming through Sun Saturn people. So someone above you, a manager, an authority figure, flowing positive energies there. Then Mercury will sextile Jupiter around the 16th to the 18th of the month. Now, Mercury in Aquarius sextiling Jupiter in your 8th house is a money story. It could relieve you of financial debt, a mortgage could be paid off, etc. But if you want to leverage money and get a mortgage, especially in that case to buy a property, this is going to work really well. Jupiter rules your house of real estate and land and property. He's going to be sextiled from Mercury in the 6th house, which is to do with debt and money and leveraging money as well. So it looks for some of you, you could come to an opportunity as a Virgo rising, especially to buy or lease a property that's good for you financially, around the 16th to the 18th of the month. And the keys could be debt reduction or financial leverage coming through in that part of your world at that time. It could even be a promotion or work raise as well, but it's got a lot more power to like secure things to do with property, land, and real estate, leverages loans and bank loans, etc. Now, I do know that there's inheritance as a possibility because Jupiter rules your 4th house of legacy and family of origin, and he's traveling through your 9th house, and Mercury's the news, right? Coming through the 6th house, the karmic linchpin of the chart. So for some of you, there can be news of an inheritance coming through that window of time for you. Just be aware of that, all right? It is the house of the mother. If you have an aging or elderly mother, I don't mean your healthy young mom. There could be news about money coming from that person, not just inheritances, but like they have money and they're going to give it to you. That can happen too during the 16th to the 18th of the month. Venus sextiles Pluto at the 29th degree, again, the intensity of your 5th house of children and pregnancy. And when Venus is sextiling Pluto, she's doing that on the 19th, just at the tail end of her exaltation of your 7th house. Well, it can be a business legal deal or contract that benefits you greatly, news about your spouse to do with fertility or pregnancy, or your news to them about fertility or pregnancy. That's happening. That could happen. This is a wealth yoga in its own right. It could bring some prosperity to you through your marriage partner, business partner, audience, or independent business enterprise or creativity. Mercury, your person, is squaring Uranus on February 21st to the 23rd. Mercury in Aquarius, your 6th house of leases, pets, debts, karmic and real, work and health, squaring Uranus, the god of something unexpected and sudden, in the 9th house of legal matters, courts, father and father figures, okay, and foreign lands, foreign travel, visas, and I think I said court cases, and book publishing if that's germane to your life. This can be disruptive, but it's positive at the end of the day, because at the same time it's happening, that February 21 to 23, you have Mercury trining Mars, and Mars is moving forward in your reputation and career house, and that flow between Mercury, the messenger, in the 6th house to the 10th looks good on you in terms of career success and amplification of work and career opportunity and success and direction. But what's this little bauble of disruption in the 9th house coming from the 9th house? Could be a disrupted travel plan. Something's getting in the way of a trip. Could be but it's like still everything looks good. A work opportunity derails a travel plan, or something to do with a father figure coming through with a disruptive message around your story to do with what you want to achieve in your career, it's hard to say. They're two separate stories maybe, or they're intertwined. I'm not sure. More goodness is coming from the trine to Mars, because Mars has been in your reputation and career house. You're a homemaker, that's your career. My purpose is to be a homemaker. You're a student, that's part of your reputation. She's a student, is she doing well, or he? So this part of your sky has been Martianized since last August. So when finally you get Mercury, your Lord, trining Mars, moving forward now in your 10th house of career, raises, promotions, up levels, greater wages, things like that are happening for you. And this is definitely going on. Big Crow went by right now. As I said, the window of time is like February, let's give it February 19th to the 24th, really, where you feel this kind of energy moving through the sky. Okay, thank you for listening to this as a Virgo. I'm recording on the 21st. Patreon gets it first. Maybe you want to sign up for $5 a month to get ad-free content, early access before everyone else does. Otherwise, I'll see you around. Don't forget to check my description box. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell. Please hit the bell for notifications. Come join my community. You can always unsubscribe, but if you don't like what you're getting, but think about joining up with my community, subscribing on YouTube. That was very helpful to my channel's algorithms when you do that. Thanks, Virgo. Have a wonderful February.